there.
Oh, hey there.
I'm Kate.
And I'm Bradley.
And this is The Origin of Weird.
And it's going to get real weird because Kate's not telling me something.
What?
I'm going to tell Kate something.
What?
Yeah, you should stop doing that too.
What? Oh. How are you doing?
I am well. How are you today?
I'm good. Are you excited to share something with me this time?
Yeah, I found this story and I didn't want to tell you to do it because then I know about it. So I decided let's try something a little different. So yeah. I apologize in advance if this sucks. I am not a well-learned man. I never even made it past the 7th grade. That's not really true.
You did.
I did graduate high school. A little bit of college. Anyways. All right. So I have to paint the picture for you first.
Oh, wow. You went southern a little bit. I got to paint the picture.
I'm going to paint this picture so bright.
Okay.
That you can see. I don't know what I'm saying.
Are you using yellow ochre? It's a pink color. Let's continue.
All right. We're in a hospital room in France.
Oh.
It's the late...
Bonjour.
Bonjour. It's the late 1700s.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guard outside his door, right?
Oh, picture. Okay.
Inside, there's one patient.
Okay.
He's always sick. He's always restless.
In the whole hospital?
Talking about one fucking person, not in the whole hospital. Jesus Christ. Inside the room is one Wow.
One patient. Okay. And he's there all the time?
Just fucking listen for a second. Then start reacting to anything I say. He's sick, restless, and he's always hungry.
Oh.
Then a child disappears.
Oh.
There was no witnesses.
Well, that took a turn.
No struggles. He just was gone. Okay.
Snatched.
And then pretty much everyone already knew who they were looking at. This one patient. Because this patient has been caught eating live animals whole.
Oh, God.
Cats, snakes, eels.
Why are cats always on the list?
Well, because they're easy to catch. I don't know. So basically,
they haven't met Amos.
Well, true.
I'm trying to get him to the vet.
So when the child vanishes, they don't really ask questions. Yeah. They just kind of know, and
beeline.
They basically ask, "How long did it take?" So this is the story of Tarrare. I don't know. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, so I apologize. It's the man who could not stop eating.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Great setup.
So Tarrare is born in rural France around 1772. And pretty much right away, people more or less could tell something is not normal about him. Because he didn't just have a big appetite, like kids grow, right? It's like, oh, he's just a growing boy.
He's a growing man. Yeah.
No, he had pretty much a constant
insatiable,
aggressive hunger, which is, you get hungry and he had hangry to the nth degree, basically.
Is that a thyroid issue?
Probably, I think, right? But
like a hormone situation.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, but this is the kind of hunger that just doesn't turn off. You can't. He's insatiable, basically.
Yeah.
So as a teenager, and there's a disclaimer, I say it later on.
Okay.
You'll understand when I say it.
Okay.
But as a teenager, he can reportedly eat a quarter of a cow in a single day. Could you?
A quarter of a cow.
Has Nathan ever bought bulk cow? Because I know he gets all of his venison
hog.
and stuff.
He's done a full hog.
But okay, and that's a lot of meat, right?
Yeah.
Could you imagine a quarter of a cow in a day?
Jesus.
That's fucking insane. But anyways.
Unless it's the bottom quarter, and then it's just here's some hooves.
Can I get another udder, please?
And this is why I tell the stories.
Yeah. Anyways, so pretty much when there wasn't enough food, he didn't stop. He just ate whatever he could get his hands on. So he would literally eat rotten meat, garbage, pretty much anything he could fit into his mouth, more or less. And eventually, his family couldn't keep up with him because that's a lot.
Yeah,
so
he's eating them out of house and home.
So they did what any rational family would do. They threw him out.
Yeah. Fend for yourself.
Yeah. So now that he was on his own, pretty much knowing that he's kind of weird like this, where do you think he went? What would your guess be?
The circus.
More or less a sideshow.
Nice.
So pretty much.
Freak show. Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, I was parched. All right, so this is people started really hearing about him, and they I got to see this. So people came to pay and see him or whatever. He would eat entire baskets of apples in seconds. He would swallow stones, corks, objects that aren't edible, basically. And then he moves up to eating live animals. Cats torn apart with his teeth. This creeps me out even just reading it. Snakes swallowed whole.
Thanks.
He would eat eels alive. Where the fuck do you get your hands on eels? Especially in the late 1700s. Just could you imagine that just disappearing down his throat?
Slithering down.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. It's very gross. All right, so I wish I could find a better description of him because all I got was that he was a very skinny.
Oh, really?
person.
Okay,
Yeah.
it has to be hormones.
Right.
It has to be.
Oh, I would imagine so.
Because his metabolism is through the roof then.
Well, yeah, because it's just constant.
Yeah.
So, and I actually said it here though, but basically it kind of gets more disturbing after that. Even though eating live animals is, in my book, pretty fucking disturbing. He's not a large person. He's not an overweight person. He's actually pretty thin.
Yeah.
But clearly something about his body is wrong, right? So his mouth is unusually wide. So apparently he could fit.
Cheshire cat.
Right. His skin hangs loose because it's stretched all the time from him eating, filling himself up. And then, so his skin is loose and hanging there. Pretty much when he would eat, his stomach would bulge out. He would look instantly like he swallowed a basketball, pregnant.
Yeah.
Whatever. And it looked very unnatural. And this is probably the worst part. Well, maybe not the worst part. And then there's the smell.
Ew.
Every account that could be found on him agrees on this. He smells so bad, people can't even stand near him.
Wow.
He smells like he's rotting, like he's sour smelling, just rotting from.
He's got a tumor.
Maybe. But I kind of go over it a little bit, but his body runs really hot. And it's funny because when I read this, I'm like, shit, I kind of do this too. So hot that in cold weather, you can see heat rising off of him.
Yeah.
I do that too.
Yeah.
But I don't eat like this.
No, you don't.
And I wouldn't eat cats. I pet them.
Well, you own them.
I do. Well, I only have 5 dinners.
Jesus.
So basically everything he consumes is burning through him right away. But anyways, so because of all that, he doesn't know his way in life and whatever. And then
He doesn't what?
know his way in life.
Oh, yeah.
So basically history drags him into something much bigger than himself. Tarrare joins the French Revolutionary Army.
All right.
Okay. Which turned out to be a disaster.
Naturally. Yep.
Because, of course, especially even back then, military rations are designed for normal people. And he is clearly not that. He eats his portion. Then he would eat other people's portions. Then anything he could find, scraps, waste, trash, just because he was constantly hungry. But eventually his body gives out. He collapses and is taken to a military hospital. And this is where people start paying very close attention to Tarrare. So doctors begin studying him, especially Pierre-Francois Percy.
Love it.
Yep. Because they never seen anything like it. So they do tests on him. They feed him enormous amounts of food and pretty much enough to feed multiple men because they're just testing it now, more or less. And he ate all of it because, that's what Tarrare did. He would even ask for more even after doing that. But just, of course, just out of hunger.
But his stomach would never hurt, from being overly full.
Well, it kind of did. And that's why I think he couldn't differentiate like
Yeah.
what the pain and the hunger was. It all just kind of
Oh,
was
yeah.
one thing,
Yeah.
more or less. But because of the test of just feeding them everything they
Food,
could, it goes from curiosity to an opportunity.
Oh.
So the military came up with an idea. They decide to use Tarrare as a courier. A message is placed inside a small container, and Tarrare swallows it. So their plan was simple. He sent him across enemy lines, right? And then later he would pass the message.
Literally pass the message.
And it's funny because like no paper trail, no evidence, just a man
and some poop.
So at first it actually worked until he was captured by the Prussians. They didn't believe him. So they waited, and eventually a message came out.
The message was delivered.
Yep. So basically, he's not really a spy. He's just definitely not a mastermind of this because he was just a tool.
Right. He was a vessel.
Exactly. So they tortured him.
Oh.
But then they released him because, and it's not because they didn't like trust like he wouldn't do this again or anything.
He was too hungry all the time. He ate all for food.
Right. But they just decided, well, he's not worth keeping.
Yeah.
So, all right. So before we move on, because the last part is a little weird, I guess. Basically, anything of what was been said about Tarrare comes from medical reports at the time.
Okay.
Especially from that doctor that I mentioned, Pierre Francois Percy. Some of the more disturbing claims about Tarrare were never proven, just reported.
Yeah.
So I did want to note that because who the fuck would write anything down about this guy? So they just had the medical records when he was in the military, basically. So after his time in the French Revolution or French Revolutionary Army, everything got a little darker because he's back in the hospital and accusations start piling up against him. He's caught drinking. He's caught drinking patients' blood, seen near the morgue, and suspected of eating human remains.
Wow.
So he kind of went. Is it cannibalism if they're dead still? Is that still considered cannibalism? I would assume because it's your same species, right?
I would assume. Yeah. I mean, because you would still most cannibalism. Because I know very well about cannibalism. They would kill.
I thought you were an expert.
They would kill them first, typically, and then eat them. So if they're already dead.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. That's the right way to look at it, I guess. I don't know. Anyways.
Never been.
Never gonna. But again, so then after, he's seen near the morgue and suspected of doing that, this is when the toddler disappears. So nobody had any evidence of where this toddler went. Because there was no witnesses that saw him do it. There was no witnesses that saw where the kid went or anything. But they pretty much just said he did it.
Yeah.
So he's expelled from the hospital. Imagine that.
You don't graduate.
and then just like that, he vanished.
Just poof.
Years later,
okay,
he reappears.
Okay.
Didn't say how much time.
Yeah.
He was dying. He was very weak, probably because he couldn't get enough food out there for himself.
Yeah.
And he was more or less wasting away now.
Okay.
He believes something is still inside him. Maybe a child? I don't know. But something, and he said something he swallowed long ago. But whatever is killing him, it's not that. He dies shortly after he returns. Mm-hmm. He was reportedly around 26 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So the doctors, of course, what do you do when someone dies typically?
Autopsy.
Correct. And they almost can't even finish it because the smell is so overwhelming. Just rotting away, right?
Yeah.
But inside, his body is destroyed. His organs are all enlarged, which is wild. His insides are filled with infection. And his digestive system is stretched far beyond normal limits.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So something inside Tarrare was definitely broken. And he basically, it was hard not to treat him like a spectacle because of what he would do.
Right.
I mean, he kind of brought it upon himself by eating live fucking animals, and that's why he was really good at a sideshow. Some would call it a horror story. I would. Cats,
Yeah,
am I
that's
right?
horrible. Horrible. I was trying to say horrible and horrifying at the same time. Horrible.
Well, I like the attempt. That was pretty great. But anyways, so this wasn't some fictional character. He was a real person again. Not a lot of reports on him, only his medical records during his time in the army. And basically no one understood because, again, this is also late 1700s, so medical advances, not great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was a insatiable person.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So I looked up if it would be hormones that would cause insatiable hunger.
Okay.
And it seems to be like the biggest potential driver.
Okay.
There's ghrelin, a hunger hormone that signals your brain to eat.
Okay.
And then there's leptin, which is your fullness hormone. And that will tell your brain if you're satisfied. So if he never feels full, he's got low leptin.
Yeah,
leptin.
but he could also have high of the other one that told him.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it could have been a combination of the two.
It could have been two, yeah.
Just said, you need to eat. You're not full.
Right. And then there's insulin, your blood sugar regulator.
Yeah.
And then could potentially also be thyroid, like hyperthyroidism, which speeds up metabolism.
Right.
Or hypothyroidism, which slows it down, but doesn't usually cause extreme hunger. But that is so weird.
Yeah, I came across him and I'm like, I gotta tell Kate this.
No kidding.
This is just fucking weird. Could you imagine like being that hungry all the time to resorting to literally eating trash and live animals?
Do you think the animals, once they were in his stomach, were the ones that were like causing his stomach to become infected because they would like try to eat their way through because they're still alive?
Maybe the eels and the snakes, but he'd have to tear a cat apart to get him down because that would just be too big.
Gross.
Whereas you could literally this grosses me out.
Yeah, well, let's not say we did.
Eel, am I right? Well,
I suppose.
All right, buffoons, that's it for today's episode.
Buckle up because we've got another historical adventure waiting for you next time. Feeling hungry for more buffoonery? Or maybe you have a burning question or a wild historical theory for us to explore?
Hit us up on social media. We're History Buffoons Podcast on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also email us at historybuffoonspodcast@gmail.com. We are Bradley and Kate. Music by Corey Akers.
Follow us wherever you get your podcasts and turn those notifications on to stay in the loop.
Until next time, stay curious and don't forget to rate and review us.
Remember, the buffoonery never stops.